Hashtag over it.
Yep, I'm about ready to throw in the towel. Hashtag 2 weeks.
I agree, school's killing me. Hashtag student problems, hashtag worn out.
I can't wait for hashtag Christmas, hashtag vacation, hashtag home time.
Are you going home for hashtag Christmas, hashtag eggnog, hashtag family time, hashtag hibernation?
I just want to hashtag get away, hashtag relax, hashtag breathe, hashtag escape. I just want hashtag new experiences.
Yeah, I agree. I want to hashtag breathe again, hashtag get away, hashtag travel, hashtag live in the moment.
Hashtag no regrets.
Wow, hashtags. Don't you feel like on every social media site you're on now, it's overrun with hashtags? Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google+. There's so many of them that they're starting to lose their point. And what is the point of a hashtag? That's what we're going to look at today. The effectiveness of the hashtag and how one brand, Kentucky, is using their no regrets hashtag very successfully. And most importantly, how hashtags are now being integrated into SEO.
Hey, I'm going to talk to you about the rules of hashtag. So rule number 1, is your hashtag memorable? Make sure that it's something that people will remember to use and be able to tag your brand in it when they go to post something on Twitter. Rule number 2, make sure that your hashtag is not just your brand name. Make sure that it's an ideal or something that your brand stands for that will relate back to your brand. Rule number 3, does your hashtag make sense? Sometimes when you put 2 words together in a hashtag, it makes a completely different word. For example, hashtag IMC Hub, which was something that our school tried to do. When you took it apart or looked at it at a glance, it became I'm Chub. So it's really something that you had to make sure that your hashtag just makes sense. Rule number 4, make sure that it is short and simple. Hashtags shouldn't be more than 2 words so that people can remember them, which relates back to rule number 1. Rule number 5, make sure that you do your research. Is there another company that is already utilizing that hashtag? Can you play on it? You know, it's really important that when you look at your hashtag that it's something very unique to you and your brand. Rule number 6, is it relevant? Make sure that what you're using is something that's relevant to your company, but also to the people who use it. Look at trending topics if you're out of ideas. Rule number 7, use it everywhere, across every single platform. And rule number 8, make sure that it is consistent, and making sure that, also relating back to the previous rule, that when it's everywhere, it is always the same.
I'm sure you've noticed now that when you go onto Bing, Google, or Yahoo, and you put in a hashtag into the search, there are already suggested search results based off of that hashtag.
If you search hashtag no regrets in Google, the first organic search result to come up is the landing page for No Regrets Days campaign by Kentucky. So as you can see, the hashtag no regrets is coming up in Kentucky's headline as well as their description, and the keyword no regrets is coming up in their URL. Kentucky is already using hashtags in their coding. As you can see in their title, they're using their hashtag no regrets. So they're coming up in a search engine for no regrets as a keyword or no regrets as a hashtag.
So we're going to take a moment to look at some hashtag analytical tools. So as you can see, we have quite a few, but the one that we are going to focus on is hashtag.org. So this site in particular looks at different insights into where your hashtags are coming from, trending topics, the origin of your hashtag, and just what's happening around your hashtag with interesting articles and everything else that can relate back to your topic. Okay, so we're also going to take a moment to look at the hashtag no regrets for Kentucky. This is just a 24-hour trend graph.
As the gap between social media marketing and search engine optimization begins to close, the world of hashtags and their use of SEO is just beginning. This is where the future trends are heading. Hashtags will transcend their social media constraints and become an integral part of SEO and SEM. Imagine a setting on Google that filters your results based off a hashtag keyword tool instead of the traditional keyword planner.
Alright guys, hashtag thank you for watching. I hope that you learned something today and that you enjoyed our presentation.
This is the future and where we're going to be heading, so hashtag don't be left behind.
SEO integration is already happening, so join in and live with no regrets.
Hashtag
nailed it!